This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. An Army combat veteran whose Gulf War experience triggered severe mental problems has been executed in Florida for the shotgun slayings of his girlfriend and her 3 young children. Jeffrey Hutchinson received a lethal injection last night at Florida State Prison for the 1998 murders. He was the 4th person executed in Florida this year. Hutchinson had long claimed he was innocent and that the killings were perpetrated by 2 unknown assailants under a U.S. government conspiracy to silence him for his activism on issues including Gulf War illnesses afflicting veterans. The Supreme Court rejected his final appeal without comment yesterday. Florida lawmakers will not be coming back to Tallahassee next week to complete the budget. They had already said they would not have a budget in time for today. That's when the legislative session is scheduled to end. But it's still unclear when they'll come back to finish the job. Senate President Ben Albritton says it won't happen until later this month, at least.
We're putting together a framework for a budget, and I'm optimistic that we'll have more news to share very soon. For your planning purposes, you do not need to plan on being here next week.
The Senate and House have different budget sizes right now, and they still can't agree on sales tax cuts. The budget is the only bill that lawmakers must pass every year. They have until July 1st to finish it. May 1st is celebrated as Law Day, and legal professionals across the Tampa Bay area rallied to advocate for the rule of law and reaffirm their oath they took as lawyers. WMNF's Chris Young takes us to the scene yesterday in downtown Tampa.
I pledge fairness, integrity, and civility.
I pledge fairness, integrity, and civility.
Not only in court, but also in all.
A crowd of over 30 people stood outside the federal courthouse in downtown Tampa with their right arms raised, reciting the oath of admission to the Florida bar. The oath was led by retired Hillsborough County Circuit Court Judge Samantha Ward. Ward says it's important to remember what they pledged to do.
I think that when judges are attacked for legal decisions that were made, like some of the speakers were saying, and they're not attacked as it relates to the quality of the decisions they make, but just the acts of the decision themselves, then we're not giving deference to what the rulings are.
The event comes as President Donald Trump has repeatedly gone after the judicial system. In March, Trump called for the impeachment of a U.S. District Court judge after he temporarily blocked a flight for deported migrants to an El Salvador prison. Trump also called him a, quote, troublemaker and agitator on social media. Tyrone Laurie says he came out to the Tampa rally to support the rule of law. He hasn't recited the oath since he became an attorney in 2023, but says it feels great to reaffirm it given everything going on in the nation today.
Hearing the words, just it makes me proud to just be in the particular profession that we're in, and also just serving the clients, and it just made me feel good inside.
An advance note fact prejudicial to the honor or
Chris Young,
reputation.
WMNF News, Tampa.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been a vocal opponent of artificial food dyes. WMNF's Noah Vinsky reports over the next few years, these dyes could be entirely removed from the nation's food supply.
The Food and Drug Administration announced on April 22nd that it will phase out synthetic dyes in foods by the end of 2026. Individual states are also taking charge. West Virginia banned 7 dyes and 2 preservatives in March. Hawaii, Louisiana, and Massachusetts and Iowa are also trying to pass legislation to remove synthetic dyes from school foods. These dyes are used to improve the appearance of foods. They can be found in snacks, candies, and even some fruits and meats. Dr. David Berger is a Tampa-based pediatrician. He's in support of phasing out the dyes.
These offer zero nutritional value. They're cosmetic.
Some studies link synthetic dyes to behavioral issues in children, like hyperactivity and inattentiveness. Berger says these dyes have no place in children's foods. A study published in the National Library of Medicine found that approximately 43% of grocery store products marketed to children contain artificial food dyes.
They are attractive to the eye. They draw their attention. Kids are used to them.
No federal legislation has been signed banning synthetic dyes. Kennedy says the HHS and FDA are working with the food industry to remove the dyes. Noah Vinsky, WMNF News.
Today it'll be partly cloudy. Highs will be in the high 80s tonight, partly cloudy, overnight lows in the low 70s, and tomorrow mostly sunny and breezy with highs in the high 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.